Today I'm going to show you how I created this gorgeous geode split tumbler tutorial. If you like what I have to show you, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. It literally means the world to me. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Let's get started. Today we will be working on a 32 plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. Make sure you check the description down below because I will have a discount code for you. And these are my favorite tumblers of all time. They keep your drink way colder than anything I have ever found, so the quality is spot on. We are going to take our 80 grit sanding block and give it a good sand, concentrating on those top and bottom rims. I usually just take a dry paper towel and remove any excess dust, and then we are going to paint our tumbler black. As you know, I prefer chalk paint. It's easily accessible inside my house and it dries super quick, but you can also use spray paint. Once that is all painted, let it dry completely. Now take your tumbler over to your turner and add a layer of epoxy. Today I'm using one of my new very favorite epoxies called Swift Poxy from Tumblerpoxy. It is a thinner facet, but it leaves such a beautiful finish. Now we are going to take our tumbler and give it a light sand. This will help the pencil stick to the tumbler as we draw out the shape of our geode. This is a white charcoal pencil and I am just going to kind of sketch out what I think that I want. I kind of like a lot of high and low points, and I like my lines to be more jaggedy. If you make them too smooth, they will just look like hills and not as much geode-like. Now we are going to grab some acrylic paint or chalk paint in colors that will match your glitter colors of choice. I always start my geodes with a chunky white. It kind of is going to replicate that kind of druzzy look inside the geode of the rock. And so I'm just going to paint all of those kind of middle-ish sections white first, and I will also paint the bottom white as well. continue just painting each section of your geode with a coordinating paint color. I was going to find an additional fourth color to coordinate with the other colors that I picked, but I couldn't decide, so I left a gap in between the peachy color and the light purple just because I knew I wanted to add a fourth color, but I didn't want the light purple and the peach to touch. So you'll see this little black gap here, and I was contemplating on a fourth color, but once I got the two purples on, I actually thought the black space in between was super cool looking, so I ended up just leaving that section blank. Once those sections are dry, you're going to take the same color you painted them in and mix in some glitter glue. I do about half and half ratio, and then we are going to paint that mixture on each section. I really like my geodes to look a little bit chunkier on the white section, so I am taking the glitter Juicy, which if you don't have it, it is such a fun glitter. It's like an extra super chunky opal. It is so much fun. And then to fill in the gaps in between that super chunky, because I am only going to sprinkle the chunky on. I'm not really going to pour it on. You'll see me do that with my fingers. And then to fill in the gaps, I am taking Seductive, which is such a beautiful opal as well. I'm going to also mix in some glitter glue into my peach colored paint, and I am going to paint that on the peach section. When I work with glitter glue or Mod Podge, it tends to dry fairly quick. So when I am glittering, I will glitter in sections. So I'll paint as long as I feel as I can before it starts drying at the beginning, and then as soon as I feel like I've gone too far, I can't go anymore before it dries, I will grab my glitter and sprinkle that on. Today for the peach color, I'm going to be using Cheeky. It is a gorgeous kind of dark peach with like a pink twist. It's definitely a showstopper. Once your peach sections are all complete, we are going to move on to the light purple. I am using Lilac You A Lot glitter. We are going to do this to both the top and bottom sections, making sure they are fully covered with glitter. Now moving on to our last section, which is the dark purple. We're going to do the same thing, mixing in that glitter glue and paint together. That just creates a really solid base, but it also adds that adhesion that paint does not come with. Then we are going to take this underrated color called Evening Gown. It is so freaking stunning. I don't know why more people don't snatch this up. So it is like a bluish purple with like a slight green shift. It is so stunning and it has such an extreme sparkle. You'll see here in just a second how beautiful it really is. Now you are going to spray seal those glitter sections really well. I like to use Krylon or Rust-Oleum Triple Thick, and you are going to spray them pretty heavily. We are going to try to control the glitter from shifting too much. I have never had a tumbler that a few sparkles didn't travel here or there, but we're just going to try to get it to stay put. Once that sealer is completely dry, take your tumbler back over to your turner and add a layer of epoxy. Once your epoxy has fully cured, grab a paint pen of your choice. I really wanted to do black, so I am going to use black on a few sections, and then I always pick a metallic color as well. I will show you here in a minute how I make this gorgeous metallic paint with a few supplies you may have on hand, and if you don't have them on hand, make sure you go grab some from my shop. So I am taking my paint pen and I am just going around the sections that I want the black. Once I go around kind of following and tracing the outline we already did, I will go back and add an additional little section that is kind of offset from the original. I really like that extra dimension that it adds. Now to make that absolutely gorgeous metallic paint, you are going to take some luster dust. You can find this in my shop. I have a handful of metallic colors. These are great for a lot of things, but this is one of my favorite uses for sure. Add a little bit to a medicine cup and then grab some polyurethane or some quick coat, and you are going to mix about half and half of each. Stir that up, and now you have this super sparkly metallic paint, which are absolutely perfect for these geodes. Luster dust is a little bit different than like a mica powder. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are a little bit bigger and a little bit sparklier, but they also produce kind of that metal-like effect like a mica powder. So I'm going to just take a thin brush and do the same thing as I did with the paint pen, but I'm going to brush it on this time. If you enjoy my style of work, then you are going to love my mentorship group. There is a link for you down in the description where you can click on that and learn more about the benefits. I give you guys at least one exclusive tutorial a month that is never released to YouTube. You get 8 brand new SVG files every single month that you can use on whatever project you would like, tumblers, bags, t-shirts, whatever, and they are all hand lettered so you won't be able to find them anywhere else. And I also do weekly lives that are not released as well. So make sure you click that link below and check it out. Make sure your paint pen and your paint that we created is fully dry, and then take your tumbler back over to your turner and add a layer of epoxy. And here is our tumbler all finished. I think she turned out pretty freaking cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching.